Hey, good morning, everybody. I just wanted to do a quick video with you this morning because this week is a very special week. Sunday is a very special day for Christians all around the world, and even for people who don't go to church. Sunday is a very special day. It's Resurrection Sunday, and it's a Sunday that we would normally put on our very best clothing. We might go out and buy special clothing for this Sunday, special dresses and button-down shirts and suits and shoes and whatnot, and get dressed up, and we would go to church with our mom and dad or our grandparents or whatever, and we would celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. But this year looks a lot different with the shelter-in-place stuff because of COVID-19, staying at home, doing church online, and my wife and I were talking about this just last night or the other day about how different it is this year. But this might be something good. This might be something good. This week also marks one of my favorite Jewish holidays, one that I dearly love and been heavily involved in the past, and have recently drifted away from it. But if there's one thing that this time that we're in, this season that we're in, if there's one thing it's reminded me of my place as the spiritual leader of my home and of the spiritual leader over my kids' lives. I love what my church is doing. I love what Victory Kids is doing for my kids with reaching out to them through video conferencing, Zoom calls, and the ways that they're investing in them and teaching them and posting videos daily for them, and the content that they're putting out there is fabulous. But for me as a father, it is my responsibility. The scriptures tell me it is my responsibility to teach my children. And that's what this week is all about, starting Wednesday, Passover. The Passover Seder is all about teaching the children, reminding them of what the Lord has done for them in the past, what the Lord did for them in the past. And the Passover Seder centers around 4 questions. And those 4 questions are: why is this night different from all others? Why do we only eat matzah tonight? Why do we only eat bitter herbs tonight? Why do we dip our herbs? And the whole Passover Seder centers around teaching the children. In fact, I want to read Numbers chapter 14 or chapter 13, verse 14 for you. It says, "And in the future, your children will ask you, what does all this mean? Then you will tell them, with the power of his mighty hand, the Lord brought us out of Egypt, the place of slavery." And if there's ever a time where we feel like we're in bondage, where we feel like we're in slavery, like we're in chains and we're controlled and we can't do stuff, we can't go out, we can't go to the movies, we can't go here, we can't do this, and we're shelter in place, if there's ever a time for us to teach our children about the faithfulness of God and how he brought us out of bondage, how he brought us out of slavery, this is the time. And I want to encourage parents, I want to encourage fathers to teach your children about the faithfulness of God. I got my little Passover Seder book, little Passover book that I'll be reading with my kids. I used to do this a lot in the past, and we've gotten away from it, but the scriptures tell us to teach our children. In fact, Deuteronomy, one of my favorite books of the Bible, says that when you sit with your children, when you walk with your children, when you lie down with your children, teach them these things. And I love what Rabbi Jonathan Sachs says. He says, the world that we build tomorrow is born out of the things that we tell our children today. And so I want to encourage you to sit down with your children and teach them. Let's make sure they hear the right story that's coming from this time period. Let's make sure we teach our children about how the Lord brought us out of bondage. The children, today's children are tomorrow's leaders. And they'll look back on this time and they will teach their children about how the Lord brought them out of bondage, how the Lord brought them out of slavery. And so I want to encourage you, parents, to sit down with your kids at the table, at the dinner table. Encourage them to ask questions. Why is this happening? Why are we going through this? And answer as honestly as you can. And break out the Bible and teach them. Don't let it be someone else's responsibility. Don't let it be the children's pastor's responsibility to teach your children. You take the lead and you teach them. Hey, listen, God bless you. I love you. Happy Pesach. I would say the whole Hebrew phrase, but I forgot it. So I'll have to go back and study. But yeah, just happy Passover. Love you. Bye.